My mic was not connected again, as usual. Why does it always disconnect? I know. But it's connected now, okay. So I'm gonna do the Lycoreco epilogue first. You know what? I kind of like the fact that the Lycoreco story doesn't have any of the gatekeeper things. Like that thing kind of constrains the story a lot. Like, you know, if half the story was about them running the gatekeeper. That's kind of, I mean, it's kind of part of what Eva is. I guess that's why Eva's story is kind of lackluster. I'm not gonna do this right now. So I'll just exit. Claim that. Then I can go to story 2. Yes. Oh, there's another CG. Damn. The dice made a clattering sound as they roll. 12 double. Tables turn. What game is this? Why is some of them... Oh, is this Monopoly? It's Monopoly. It's my turf pay up. I thought I'll be going home tomorrow. They said we're gonna wake up the gatekeeper thing, right? Yeah, that's right. What, already? That's a shame. I was hoping we'd get to see Jane before we left, but it seems like we won't. Yeah, since we don't know when she'll be able to drop by. Tell her I said hi. Sure. Bye. Hey, that's my turf. And it's got a double curve, so a toast double. What? The look on your face is priceless now, sugar. It's close at 7. My turf pay up. Aww. Monopoly. They already left? Oh, they actually already left. That's crazy. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, just barely. Yeah, I'm here. There weren't any customers though. Yeah, we're closed today. We've been swamped thanks to Takina's new dessert, so we've been swamped thanks to Takina's new dessert, so we've been making sure to take days off regularly. What is happening to the kids from the center? Ah, right. They're receiving psychiatric treatment under the central government's supervision. Okay. Also, several missing children were confirmed to have been at the center. You mean dead ones? What happened, Jennifer? Oh. Given the gravity of her crime, she's not getting off easy. I think they are going to let her live, but not in the way they are really be living. Have long suffering. Anyway, sounds like everything's wrapped up. That's a relief. Yeah. Sounds like a customer just came. Welcome. Huh? Huh? Oh. Hi, Jane. Thinking coming from the cafe from now on? Look at this milk. This milk is... Milk's artwork is so variative. Like her bunny girl costume, it feels kind of different than her original one. And this looks different again. So inconsistent. As long as that man there accompanies me, they say I can come outside sometimes. That man? Oh. So there's somebody supervising her. Where did the other two girls? They went back home. They went from this world to begin with. Oh, I wanted to show them how well I'm doing now thanks to them. I'm sure they know. Milk put her hands on Jane's hair and ruffles her hair. Every time I'm allowed to come out, would it be okay if I came here to play? When I come play? Yeah, of course you can. No. Oh. Rima. Come work. Work? Me? New dessert, super popular, crazy busy, worker needed. He pay you. Is that really okay? I never worked before. The band's okay. You just take whatever's right there and serve it to customers. And when you do, give them a cute little smile. Hey Jane, take this to that table. Is a new dessert Takina made before she left? Oh, it's that one. Looking for like this should help her acclimate to society more naturally. So you're starting tomorrow, right? Wait a second. I don't even know the next time I'll be allowed out yet. I'm just teasing, yeah. Get tea with the cafe. Introduce the season out of some unconventional dessert. And give children from the center a precious gift an ordinary life. The absence will no doubt be felt for a while still, but even so, Cafe Sweet Tea is open for business today. Damn. So they didn't really say goodbye in the sense, huh? Kinda sad, but yeah. Okay. Again, despite people trashing it, I think this is one of the better collab stories. Very good integration, not so serious. You know, it's not that serious, which is very fitting for Lycoreco. But it's serious enough to, you know, to have a substantial story. Just oh, enter heaven now. Wait, did she say ram or rum? She said rum. Hello? Damn, that's crazy. We're just gonna do dailies. And then let's see this. I think Nikke has been having too much non-voiced events lately. I think this is like the last voice event was what? Valentine is not voiced. Is it literally Snow White's event? The last voice one? I think it is. Viper, my throat hurts. Seriously, does anyone even clean around here? Why is there so much dust? Should I eat it all? Would they make my stuff? No, I think it would make your throat hurt more. Right? The team said there have been sightings of dangerous people coming and going around here. I see a whole bunch of dust, but no sign of anyone that's actually been living here. Yeah, there aren't even any light fixtures. Spotting something shady in the dark, huh? I wonder what it was. Are you sure? Because usually dust would mean that it hasn't been visited a lot of time, right? I've written all over the wall. Literal writing on the wall. The wall is covered in words written in red. Traitors, hypocrites, you abandoned us. Find it in the center. Light is our right heavenly ascension. Enter heaven. Okay. You think heavenly ascension is behind it? I would say. I thought you already taken care of all of that. I did. But it looks like a little investigation is warranted. I will handle it. By yourself? Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is the message meant for me. Thanks for making time. I know how busy you are. You said it was urgent. What's going on? It's about a terrorist group on the Outer Rim. Enter heaven, do you remember them? Of course, they were behind a lot of the terrorists attacking the ark. Or used them to blow a hole in the Dome of Eternity. And do you know who founded Enter Heaven? I do? Okay. Is you know EH the one who founded Enter Heaven? Right. Why are you telling me this? After an attack on the EH expressed a desire to atone for her sins. She has to become a Nikke so she could take responsibility for what she's done. As part of the deal, she was forbidden from leaving Outer Rim. A bomb was placed around her neck and she became the leader of Exotic, agreeing to dismantle Enter Heaven herself. Those who left the group under EH orders were spared their lives, while those who didn't were punished for a terrorist attack, and Enter Heaven was thereby declared disbanded. Okay? I had no idea all that happened. However, there's an issue. Since then, the remnants of Enter Heaven were quiet, or at least we haven't seen any signs of activity from them. Recently though, we received intel that they started moving again. Didn't you just say the group was dismantled? It was, but then reports started coming in. Light is our right heavenly ascension. Enter Heaven. I want to use the proper name because apparently the English text screwed up again. This event is called Enter Heaven. And EH is also means Elysian Harper, you know, and is also abbreviation for Enter Heaven, the what's it called, the tarot group that she made. So it's all based off EH, and they changed it to fucking HA. Why? Who the hell knows, right? Because it was English anyway. Of course, that's entirely possible, but we also can't rule out the possibility that there are remnants of the group still around. If so, EH3's report dismantling Enter Heaven may have been false. A ruse meant to protect what remains of their group, at least that's one theory. The suspicion got pointed at her. It's not unreasonable that for the central government to come out with that conclusion. After all they see when they look at EH is the former head of a terrorist organization. That's why they're asking me to look into what's really going on with her. You think she lied? I don't know, I can't say. I don't want to give my opinion first and influence your judgment. Besides, let's just say I'm not fit to judge. What do you mean by that? For now, I want you to see EH in person and determine whether she's involved in this or not. You're one of the victims of the attack, but you also have a long history of treating Nikke without prejudice. If there's anyone who can remain impartial here, it's you. Yeah, makes sense. Alright, I'll go meet with her. They're really going through with it? Yeah, I was asked to. Were you able to get in touch with her? No, she's not answering any messages or calls. That's not good. Whatever really going on, this whole situation is suspicious. I advise to keep your guard. Why aren't you following him? Regardless of whatever EH intended, something is already in motion. We can't do as you always done and blindly trust someone because they are Nikke. Don't worry. How can I not? Let me come with you. It's dangerous to go alone. If we move as a group, I mean, it's only 2 people. Come on. We're fairly well. I mean, I guess that's true. Even so, it's better than being defenseless. I just don't want to provoke them. Regardless of who's doing this, their recent actions have been bold. True, but I don't want to escalate this and drag innocent people into it. Still, I don't think going it alone is strategy. Again, I'm inclined to agree with Rapi here. That's why I already contacted someone else. Someone else? Wait, you don't mean... That's exactly who I mean. What, Viper? I knew it. Viper. It's been a while. It's unlike you to be the one to call first. I just haven't been able to contact EH. Oh, I don't mind the reason. I'm just happy you reach out first. Amanda, I'm so happy to... Yeah, Jackal is cute. Yeah, thanks for coming out. Don't mention it. So you're looking for our boss too, huh? Yeah, I heard Enter Heaven is on the move again. I wanted to ask her about it. Yeah, we've been tracking them ever since we found signs of the activity. We've been tracking them too. Who do you think the first found the wall with that slogan written on it? It was us. A few days ago, after we saw a certain wall, she said she looked into it on her own. We haven't been able to reach her since. She's not responding to you either. Have you tried going out and looking for her? You bet. I ran around everywhere trying to catch her scent. I couldn't smell her anywhere, so we couldn't find her. I see. Can you show me the wall you found before she disappeared? Of course. It's still inside Outer Rim though. Are you sure you're up for it? It hasn't been upkept for a long time, to the point that there aren't even any lights. It's dark and dangerous. Should be a problem with you two around, right? Oh my. Yeah, you were so guarded earlier, honey. And yet now you're putting your trust in me? I don't see any reason for you to betray me. I suppose that's true. Are you going to double cross me again? Of course not. I wouldn't do anything like that again. Not now, or ever. I'm not going to betray you. I swear. Alright, I'll trust you. Thank you. Pepper said thank you, then I say it too. Come on, that's so cute. It's a sign of our trust and commitment. How about a handshake? A handshake? A handshake. You said you trust me, yet you're already hesitating. I will never do anything to hurt you, honey. I swore, remember? Alright. I mean, I trust Viper because we already know the things that have been happening behind the scenes. That's when Commander's not there. But for Commander, he doesn't know all of this, so there really aren't any streetlights around. It's dark, huh? And I haven't ever deployed this area. That's why there aren't any lights. Oh, develop. And to have a developed areas? The entire outer rim used to be like this. So it's already dark enough without the dome eternity. But with the partition blocking the way, barely any light from the arc would get in. EA changed that. She said that people shouldn't live in a place this dark. And so she dug through piles of scrap to find light bulbs. Ran electrical lines through the buildings that were still standing and installed streetlights all over the place. After that, people started following her even though she was an outsider. An outsider? EH? You didn't know? What do you think EH stands for? Do you not know her real name? Everyone's hero. I think it was Elysian Harper. So you know her name, but not that she was an outsider. Since Elysian that sent you, I figured they would have told you everything. It's like that's not the case. Is there more I should know? It's probably better if you heard everything from EH directly. It's all really personal stuff, so I don't think it's right for me to talk about it. He's our boss, you know, and I want to respect that. For now, just know that EH was originally an outsider who came into the outer rim on her own. You two seem to be on pretty good terms with her. Who, with EH? I mean, it's not like we were strangers before. We already knew she treated her people well, even back when she let enter heaven. Once she actually became our boss though, that's when she really understood why people like her. God, too noisy. Give me a moment. We're back. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. Boss treats me well. She does say I come back whenever I want though. There's a lot of things she tells me not to do. I don't like that. I want to chomp stuff, but she says no. Okay. That's because you keep eating weird things and getting stomach aches. Oh really? Yeah, I like Boss. She's nice to me. I didn't really expect that. After what happened with the attack on the arc, I forgot things would be more strained between you. I think so too, right? I did too when EH first became our boss. I just tried to ask her and then... You volunteer to do it? Yeah. Really? Oh, we stabbed you in the back. Are you really okay with working with us? Wow, very impressive. Unless you're here to try to reform us former criminals, is that it? Of course not. My hands aren't clean either. Still, you're different from us. You had clear convictions. Ideals and intention don't make a mistake any less wrong. I have no intention of lecturing you two as though I am somehow innocent. I joined Exotic because this squad is the only one operating the Outer Rim. And I figure I can protect this place. I have no resentment towards you and no desire for revenge. We can't change what happened. And now we're all paying our own price. That's all there is to it. I had no idea you're the type who make life harder than it needs to be. Not that I mind. Honey's a straight arrow too. You remind me of him in that way. Okay then. I'd like to work with you, boss. You too, boss. Likewise. And that was that. You get it now? He has a good heart. I mean, I guess. Is that everything? I mean, I didn't feel like EH was any evil back then, so I don't think she's trying to rebuild Heavenly Ascension. I don't haven't. I realize you might not believe all that because it's coming from me, but I do hope that you'll hear her out at least once. Don't worry. So I'm here. Let's get going then. We're almost there. I'll never get used to this dust. On the way near the entrance, it shouldn't be as bad there. Okay. She's so happy. This is the last place you saw EH? Yeah, that's right. See that wall? There it is. Light is our right, Heavenly Ascension, enter heaven. He said it was a message meant for her, and it's probably for someone who resents her for breaking up, enter heaven. If that's the case, it means she's a target. And if she's unreachable ever since, she might be in danger. Yeah. Given that she was strong enough to hunt Nikke even when she was a human, yeah, that's kinda crazy. I have a hard time imagining something happening to her, but when someone harbors a grudge, you never know what happened. It's possible she came back here at some point. Let's check the houses one more time for any clues. Alright. Jackal, stop playing out there. We need to see if we can find any sign that the boss was here. Aw man, inside here? I noticed it's clogged from all that dust and my throat hurts. Then just use your eyes. Alright. No matter how much we search the house, there's no trace of EH. Okay. Lights are right. Lights are right. Enter heaven. A small group edging the word light. Huh? Oh. You're not Viper or Jackal. EH? Yeah, looks like you hurt your head. Right before I passed out, I got hit on the head or something. You did? By who? I think I saw a silhouette of a man, but I couldn't make out anything. I see. Don't worry, I'm not that badly hurt. Shouldn't push yourself. You lost a lot of blood. That wound looks pretty bad. I'm really fine. Aside from the cold, I think I'm okay. Mind if I take a look at the wound? You're wearing gloves, right? Yeah. Then go ahead. Just be careful not to touch the blood. Alright. Oh. What's wrong? Nothing. Okay. Hair injuries shouldn't be taken lightly. Let's try share before get moving. Where's Viper and where's Jackal? Looking for you. Me? Yeah, Ingrid told me that Enter Heaven is back. Oh, that. I came to confirm whether you're connected to it. Whether I'm connected? We're going to check whether I'm behind all of this. You see, the central government suspects you. They think you never really disbanded at the heaven and that you falsify your report. Let's see. Makes sense for them to distrust me. Then I'm sure I'm just a criminal who suicides to survive. And now they want Ingrid to look into it. Yeah. Then she asked you to investigate and to determine for yourself whether I'm behind this. Yeah. She said she wasn't fit to judge. Not fit, huh? Yeah, I can see her saying that. I'm sorry. You got dragged into this because of me. The fact is, I am connected to this. The one writing all these things everywhere, as if Enter Heaven is writing again, is sending me a message. He resents me for what I did and considers me a traitor. The fact is, I did put an end to Enter Heaven, so it's not like I don't understand where he's coming from. So you figure out who it is? Yeah, I did. You agreed to meet, but when I arrived, I was knocked out with sleeping gas. And he's the one who most think. Okay. I thought he expected you to be looking for me, so he must have panicked when he saw you. He did seem confused, muttering something about me not being Piper or Jackal. I figured. After hitting you, he must have realized you're connected to the central government. He probably put you in here with me, figuring that if we die together, suspicion would be naturally fall onto me. Whatever the reason, I'm really sorry that you got caught up in all of this. Well, now I have a better idea what's going on. The takeout is something messy as well. Still, my telling you all of this doesn't prove whether I really put an end to Heaven or not. Ask me anything, I'll answer. In that case, why did you form Enter Heaven? Why would you want to know that? I know you've been fighting for a rising of the Outer Rim. What I don't get is why your resistance took on the form of terrorism, or what led to your subsequent change of heart. That's why I want to know about how it all started. I think it helped me judge better. Judge what? Me? Yeah? Alright. You've been dragged into this mess, the least you deserve is to hear the full story. It goes back pretty far though. Actually, I am interested in the backstory. Oh. Do you know what my name used to be? I've been getting that question a lot today. Huh? That's right. Elysian Harper, that was my name until I chose to cast it aside. Elysian as in the company? Yeah, that Elysian. It was a name that came with a lot of weight. Having that name means I was the next CEO, in other words, I was heir to Elysian. So, Ingrid is technically Elysian Ingrid? The heir? So I mean you and Ingrid are, yeah, half sisters. We share the same mother. I'm the younger one. Okay. Our mother was a former CEO of Elysian. Okay. That must be why Ingrid said she wasn't fit to judge. Your family. Yeah, I guess. Honestly, I didn't realize she still thought that way. What kind of company do you think Elysian is? Like this, yeah. Ingrid does like that word. Anyway, you're right. It's an arm manufacturer that focuses on technical excellence. But that wasn't always the company's top priority. In the past, Elysians pursued only one thing: power. Power? Yeah, more precisely, the power of humanity. When the Raptors attacked, humans abandoned the surface and fled to the Ark. My mother believed that in order to avoid extinction, only the strong must survive. That humanity could grow stronger and evolve. That's what she used to say, at least. It sounds similar to Elysian's current philosophy, but also a bit different. That's right, Ingrid believes humanity must use technology to defeat the Raptors, but she's not so fixated on the sole pursuit of strength. Mother was different. She pursued strength to the point of obsession. That's why she wanted the strongest of her children to be her successor. Ingrid and I were constantly tested and compared. I came out on top, which is how I became the heir. And the reason I was given the name of Elysian. If it weren't for a certain incident, I would have inherited Elysian as planned. Huh? What incident? Did you know that Elysian built the Outer Rim barrier? Okay. What? No, I had no idea. Of course, it was the central government's proposal that initiated the process, but Elysian spearheaded the construction. Mother had long believed that the weak were meant to be caught, and felt that garbage would be kept separate from the human habitats. So she naturally welcomed the proposal. She knew people were living there in secret. She used to say they lacked gratitude for being allowed to live in the Ark. Instead, squandering their lives on gambling and pleasure, she called them garbage. At the time, I really thought the people in the Outer Rim were all like that. by then, during the final inspection of the wall, I was sent to the outer rim in my mother's place since I was the heir and all. That's when I learned for myself. The outer rim wasn't a mere trash dump. Just like the Ark, there were people living there, real people, not garbage. What are you doing? I started a step back, dropping a fuse. What's wrong? It sparkles and it's pretty. You were going to light a dynamite fuse because it's pretty? You wanted to make light? Everyone said there's no light here. Yeah, we played around with fire on that mountain. The light was really pretty. We just wanted to see it one more time. Is that not allowed? What kids are you doing here in the first place? Where are your parents? How did you even... What do you mean? This is our home. Is this your home? Mom's here too. She's inside over there, I think. Are we really not allowed to light a fire here? I'd like to see more pretty lights. No, it's not allowed. You could get hurt if you're not careful. We could use this instead. Bright light begins to burn on the tip of the sparkler. Wow. This is the only thing you should be lighting, okay? Okay. That's when the thought hit me. People live here, I can't just ignore that. Yeah. Not all the outer rim people are there by choice after all. Proposal for improving the living conditions of the outer rim residents. Elysian Franca, that's the mother. Elysian Franca tosses her tablet down. I sent you on such an important assignment so you could learn about what being my successor entails. But now it looks like you came back more fully than when you left. Who are the residents of the outer rim? There aren't any humans there last I checked. Mother. The entire place is filled with garbage and nothing else. After being granted the privilege of escaping the surface and seeking refuge underground, they chose to hold themselves up in that dump. That makes them garbage. If you really view those things as people, then that tells me all I need to know about how poor your judgment is. There are children who were born there who aren't like that. It may be true that the adults who went there were weak and made foolish decisions, as you say, but those children never had a choice. That doesn't matter. Being born in a dump should make them garbage. What kind of logic is that? If their lives are meant to be anything more than that, then they'll find a way to survive, to get stronger and make it out of there. If they can't, it simply means they were born weak and will die weak. I mean, kinda true, but it's like throwing them to the sea first, you know? That's a law of nature. I said it many times before, humanity as a whole must become strong. Only by casting aside the weak and strengthening themselves can we survive in this world where inhuman monsters run rampant. Have you really not learned that yet? Still, they're just children. If you really can't understand, you aren't qualified to be the heir of Elysian. Don't become weak, Harper. The heir of the great Elysian must not be swayed by the pity for the weak. Be clear in what you keep and what you cast away. For the sake of a stronger human race, the weak must be discarded. Otherwise, humanity will never grow stronger. It's only true strength that human can avoid falling behind this inverted ecosystem. And accomplish a great feat of reclaiming the surface. Okay. If we only pursue strength in an attempt to avoid extinction, and in the process we discard our humanity, can we really still be regarded as human? When the thought hit me, I couldn't take it any longer. For days on end, I keep asking myself, why is true strength? And then finally I came to a conclusion. If being Elysian's heir meant that I wasn't allowed to think like that, then I would give up my position. Harper, Ingrid. Are you really leaving? Things just turned out this way, sorry. Looks like we won't be getting tested together anymore, and Mother's okay with it? No. She was angry. She called me pathetic and wouldn't let me take anything with me, saying that maybe I'd get a sense knocked into me and come back. I got nothing aside from these weapons. Do you really want to save that place that badly? Yeah. I'm going to turn the outer rim into a place where people can live like human beings. And then I'm going to show the entire world. I proved that there are real people living there, in the place everyone else calls a dump, and that they can no longer ignore them. And to Mother, I'll prove that the strength of their humanity actually needs to pursue doesn't come from some extreme version of survival of the fittest, but that the strong needs to help the weak and give them the chance to get stronger so that everyone can grow together. And that is only by retaining our humanity that we can truly become strong. There's a strength of humanity that I'm after. and what I want to prove to everyone. Things may not go the way you want. I'm not trying to say everything Mother says is right. But there are definitely those who have given up and only takes from others rather than making an effort themselves. If you start preaching your ideal to such people, they might take advantage of you. There'll be those who learn from you. There'll be those who learn you came to the Ark and that you were Elysion's heir. And out of jealousy, they threaten you and try to use violence. You won't be able to rest even for a second. And yet, as well, all that, you still want to hold on to your ideals? Well, when it comes to violence, unless you're Nikke's arm like soldiers in the surface reclamation wars, they'll surely be weaker than you, so I think it'll be fine. You idiot, you can't let your guard down. No matter how strong they are, you're bound to fall if you get careless. I know. It's a valuable lesson Mother hammered into us as children. Look, I know what you're trying to say. The Outer Rim will be dangerous. I realize not everyone there will be good like the children I saw. But even so, I refuse to give up. Harper. Unfortunately, that means I won't be able to help you. I know you wanted us to work together on your plan to make humans and Nikke stronger through technology and tactics. Still, I'll be looking forward to watching you from afar to play Legion's final bosses. The Absolute Squad who will bring unmatched tactics into any fight, and the X36 Squad who will protect others from Berserk Nikke's. Alright, I'm really hoping you prove to Mother that you're right. Let's all succeed at what we're trying to do wherever we may be. Take care of yourself. You too. Came straight to the Outer Rim after that. Yeah. If I wanted to change the Outer Rim, I figured I had to live here myself. I tell you, I was surprised at what troubled me the most while living here. It wasn't the thugs picking up fight because I'm an outsider or living in a house without a ceiling, which I never experienced before. Nor it was the thieves that tried to enter whenever I closed my eyes. It was the fact that there was no light, just like those children had said. Aside from the faint glow of the dome and eternity seeping from beyond the massive barrier, there was no light in the Outer Rim. So I decided to change that first. When I first began, I noticed there was a bunch of wires everywhere that didn't seem to be used for anything. They were capable of drawing power though, so getting electricity wasn't difficult. The challenge was finding someone in the Outer Rim who had done electrical work before. I managed to finally find someone after a long search, and began building street lights together. We got a bar under a landfill that could still be used, and installed them one by one. Wow, it's so bright! Why is this so pretty? What's the big deal? Why are you making such a fuss over a few light bulbs? They're too bright, I say. Why are you even trying to lighten up this landfill anyway? Your eyes will get used to the brightness. This may be the Outer Rim, but we're still human beings, so we deserve to live in the light, don't we? Well, I suppose that's true. I think we need to start to live more like people. After all, we're humans. If we may not live in the Ark, even if we may not live in the Ark, and stop lights along what continued to be the main street, gradually people began to gathering under the light, and eventually, boss. Oh. At some point, people began calling me boss, and that wasn't all. I want to live somewhere with more light. I want to see a brighter world. I want to feel the world beyond the partition. They all started saying these kind of things to me. And I figured that since I was the one who brought these people together, I had to respond to them, so I shouted. Let us head towards heaven. Let us prove to the world that we are alive and show that we are people. One day we shall cross the partition into a world overflowing with light. Let us ascend back to heaven. From that moment on, we took the name Enter Heaven. I see. But the more I hear, the less I understand. Why did you resort to terrorism? Everything you say sounds pretty far removed from that sort of violence. You're right. That wasn't how we operated in the beginning. At first, we were almost like a neighborhood watch group just trying to make the Outer Rim a better place to live. We made other people in the Outer Rim get jobs. It could be any kind of work, even the darker kind. No matter what it was, we made a rule that if you worked, you receive compensation. Some gangs like us, others hated. But we approached all the established crime bosses the same. Trying to settle matters by whatever means possible and then form tacit alliances with them. That's how we came to know the Underworld Queen. We made... Right. They said that the only squad was exotic, but I think Underworld Queen exists, I guess. We made agreement with who was it? To protect one another, and that became our greatest source of strength at the time. Okay. Once word spread that they were backing us, smaller gangs fell in line a bit more, and they started protecting our home from the Outer Rim resistance in exchange for payment. Slowly but surely, the Outer Rim gradually stabilized, and that's when people started raising their voices. They said the time had finally come for us to speak with the Ark. We may still have been living in a landfill, but at least we were living like humans. And they said it was time we showed the Ark that, so we tried. We secretly crossed the partition, put up posters, and uttered slogans. The Outer Rim is not a red landfill. There are many people who live here. Right now, there are many who are living amidst garbage without ever seeing a single ray of light. Your attention can bring light to the people of the Outer Rim. It can bring a new future to the children growing up here. Bring the light to the Outer Rim. Bring light to the outlaws. We focus on raising our voices. But don't trespassers get killed on the spot if we get caught? Not back then. It wasn't as difficult as it is now for outlaws to enter the Ark. Security wasn't as tight. Also, outlaws weren't considered a threat back then. But that also means that there was no one willing to listen. Right now, there are many who are living amidst garbage without ever seeing a single ray of light. Attention can bring out the people in the Outer Rim. I don't know what you're going about, but Charlotte, I can't stand the noise. Verbal and physical abuse felt almost preferable to nothing. At least it meant that they were listening. The real problem was how the majority of people were so indifferent. Everyone pretended not to hear, just staring at their phones as they walk past. What is she doing in the middle of the street? Excuse me. Oh no, I made eye contact. It felt like I was shouting into the void. And it wasn't just me, I'm sure everyone who was there felt the same. We decided to change our strategy and send petitions directly to the central government. So we sent dozens, even hundreds of them. They finally agreed to arrange a meeting. We were hopeful that we were finally getting one step closer to what we wanted, but no one's here. It's been 6 hours. You get the right date wrong? No, it's the right date. After that happened several times, we got the message. No matter how much we petitioned them, the central government would not meet us. No matter how much we shouted, the Ark would not listen. We grew more exhausted until then someone proposed something. They refused to listen to us. Why don't we make it so that they have no choice but to hear us out? No way. We'll put a grand fireworks show. One they can't possibly ignore. Yeah, it was Crow. Crow was part of Enter Heaven too? Yeah, I don't know how he joined or who vouched for her. All I remember hearing is that she was born in the Outer Rim. At first, she was quiet, diligent, and devoted. She patrolled the Outer Rim with us and went to the Ark with us to demand better rights. She went without hesitation to places other members avoided, and withstood all the physical and verbal abuse and even the Was she already a Nikke? The reason I thought of her as a comrade despite our philosophical differences was because I saw how devoted she was back then. But at some point, she stopped being quiet and started speaking up, raising her voice and expanding her influence. While I was away from the Outer Rim to meet with the central government, she built up a small faction inside Enter Heaven. That's how much influence she's gotten. You want to resort to terrorism? Are you out of your mind? Whoa, calm down. Why are you getting so worked up? Terrorism is a scary word, don't call it that. Since the Ark is so bright that they can't seem to see us who's living in the darkness, I'm just saying we should light up some fireworks to help them see better. Oh, don't try to make it sound harmless with words like fireworks. Your plan is practically the definition of terrorism. You want to sneak bombs into key central government facilities and detonate them. A ton of people in the Ark would die, it would be a catastrophe. Huh? Catastrophe. Isn't it catastrophe? Come on. Why should we care? Let the big wigs in the Ark deal with all of that. Do you think anyone in the Ark cares about us? About how many die of sickness? Or how many children are going blind because there's no light? Or how many are killed by the explosive that got mixed with the trash? We screamed our lungs out, but they didn't care one bit. It's the same thing. Our people dying from sickness and accidents is the same thing as outright murder. And unlike us, the Ark has super high performance AI managing everything. Come on boss, you lived there before. You don't have to pretend like you haven't. We all know you came from the Ark. How dare you accuse boss of being from the Ark? Do you have any idea what she's done with the Outer Rim? Oh, of course I do. I'm well aware how hard our dear boss have worked with the Outer Rim. And how much has changed since he came here. How could I not? You're a good person, boss. Even I knew that. I thought there's a single person in the Outer Rim who hasn't benefited from your efforts. We know how hard you tried. That's why we followed you this whole time, including me. That never happened with anyone else. You threw away everything and came to the Outer Rim with nothing, and then lived alongside us for years, and brought light to this dump that had been covered in darkness. But what resulted from that? No one listens to us. No one remembers us. Why? Because he isn't sensational enough. That's the thing about the people in the Ark. Their lives are so peaceful and they had so much handed to them since birth. You can ask them as sweetly and kindly as you want and even raise your voice, and they won't so much spare your glance. If it isn't sensational, they dismiss you as boring and couldn't care less. So what? What are you trying to say? How does this all lead to us becoming terrorists? Terrorists? Didn't I say not to use scary words like that? You can still do what you want, boss, and go to the Ark than what we think. All I'm saying is that we need to add a little spice to our words and do it the outlaw way. To make it a game to get them more involved. If they find bomb before they go off, the Ark wins. If they don't and the bombs go off first, we win. But seeing how they already have so much and we have so little, it's only fair we apply a tiny handicap to them. We know the entire plan, they won't. Once they get engrossed in this little game of ours, they finally start listening to what we have to say. I guarantee it. So Joe takes one more step towards Elysian Harper. Just this one. I like us to do things my way. What do you say, boss? The looks in the high told me that she'd go through with it even if it meant having to go through me. He spoke in a way to rile others up, highlighting how we were together in this, and sugarcoating her words to downplay the crime and make it feel justified. Crow was an agitator and a charismatic one at that. The others were starting to agree more and more with what she said, and that's when I realized something. What we need now isn't to throw a tantrum like timid children. We need a revolution. One with fire and blood, because the truth is those things can't be avoided if we're gonna get what we want. But that'll never happen if you think your way, will it? That's why I'm gonna do it instead. I realized I had to put a stop to it. No, can't allow that. What you say is right. My way is peaceful and uneventful. It's never going to stir up the people of the Ark. I understand wanting to give them a shock. People might actually remember our name if we do. But killing people is a completely different story. All we'll do is giving them the go-ahead to shoot every one of us. And not just us, but everyone in the Outer Rim. Like you said, we have nothing compared to them. It goes for firepower too, true. If we get serious and come back here for blood, we'll be lucky to escape, never mind to defend ourselves. It wouldn't even be a fight. Of course, we've all snuck into the Ark before, so we might be able to flee there. But what about everyone else in the Outer Rim? The children, the sick, the elderly? Who's going to protect them? And it's not just the central government. The reason we were able to make a pact with the Underworld Queen wasn't because we were so determined that we shed blood for our cause, but rather because we were protesting peacefully for our rights. If you take our way, the pact will collapse, or the order we spent years establishing will collapse. Order, huh? That's why I'll never approve of your plan. It's not just for our sake, but for everyone's. For everyone's sake. You say that you're afraid of the central government will set their sights on all outlaws, but that's easy enough to solve. We'll just change what we've been shouting this whole time. What do you mean? We'll stop saying bring light to the Outer Rim, bring light to the outlaws. Instead, we make sure we know it's us. Light is our right. Enter heaven, which is our slogan. And the government won't target anyone in the Outer Rim, but enter heaven, right? That's no. Well, you're the boss. I get what you're worried about. Pretend I didn't say anything about understanding. Like I said, you're the boss. But there's one thing that you should know. Not everyone's like you. They don't all worry about other people in the Outer Rim. And they're not all patient either. Wait, someone is still normal. Yeah, plan couldn't be stopped. Yeah. From that day on, Enter Heaven split into two factions. The moderates want to raise their voices just saying to found the old way, and the hardliners who said the old way would never work and that extreme measures were required. Naturally, Crow led the hardliners. At the time, both sides thankfully understood one another, even if they disagreed on which method to use. We at least knew why everyone chose the way they did, and the hardliners didn't cross the line. But as I appeared, the hardliners started getting more and more extreme. It didn't matter, bro. No one proved read all of this. There's so many typos in this event story. It didn't matter how much I tried to restrain them or persuade them otherwise. Before long, the ominous feeling I had was made a reality. The terrorist attack she had brought me that day was carried out in secret. They only changed the location. A large-scale terrorist bombing has occurred in the AF. Oh, it's the AFX one. Okay, operated by Elysion. The incident took place as the train was entering the station platform. The explosion, which came from within the passenger cars, not only destroyed the train but caused the station and structure to collapse, resulting in terrible tragedy. The Central government had deployed numerous Nikkes to the site to conduct rescue operations, but due to the extent of the collapse, the number of casualties continues to rise. Meanwhile, according to the testimony of one survivor, bro, the typos. A passenger on the train stood up, pulled out a detonator, and shouted the following just before activating it. The AFX incident. Yeah. The worst terrorist attack in the Ark's history set in motion by Crow. Lives are right, enter heaven. Using her slogan. Just as Crow predicted, after the AFX incident, the name Heavenly Ascension spread across the entire Ark. The things were shouted, which no one ever listened to, finally spread everywhere. Ark citizens began to recognize that people live in the Outer Rim. As soon as the public opinion started to deem the central government's initial response as government got in touch with us saying they wanted to enter into negotiations. What kind of negotiations? They said that they would listen to everything we had to say. Of course, given how much death and destruction we had caused, we were on high alert. But the government assured us they were aware only a small number of us behind it, and that we could bring as many armed guards as we wanted if we were uneasy. But still, I hesitated. The one who ultimately convinced me was my mother. I'll hear you out, come if you want to clean up this mess. That was the message I got from her, so we decided to arm ourselves and head over. We figured the attack was already happened, sitting around wasn't going to change anything. How do you think it went? Not very well, we might guess. If it had gone well, there wouldn't have been any other attacks. Bingo. Didn't end well. Just as we suspected, the meeting was a trap laid by my mother. When we made it to the conference room, it wasn't people in there who was waiting for us. It was mass-produced Nikke's armed with Elysia's latest weapons. The moment the meeting room door opened, they started firing before we even had a chance to react. They had storm of bullets. I watched as my comrades threw themselves in front of me. Stop, let me go, I should be in there, I should be dying there with them. Get it together, boss. You have to live, that's the only way that death will mean anything. One of them hoisted me into his back and jumped out the window. That's how I survived. Everyone who went to that meeting that day died. Everyone except me and the man who jumped out the window with me. It's terrible. After that, nothing could stem the tide. Not only did the majority of moderates defect to the hardliners, but the remaining moderate became grounds for labeling a traitor. The resentment of being treated like garbage for so long, and betrayal for being deceived to approaching the negotiation table. The desire for revenge on behalf of all the comrades he lost. You take all those negative emotions and combine them with the precedent that Crow had set. Why wasn't Crow there, by the way? But began committing terrorist attacks all across the Ark. After that, there was nothing I could do. I know it all started with me. I'm the one who pulled the trigger when I said we'll lead the Outer Rim towards the light. But once that bullet was fired, it flew out of my control. Regardless of what I wanted, I was suddenly the leader of a terrorist organization. A leader who survived by hiding behind the bodies of her comrade. Did your mother ever contact you again? No, she assumed full responsibility for failing to kill me the the head of Heavenly Ascension, and stepped down as Elysion's CEO. That's why Ingrid had the CEO mental trust upon her so abruptly. As for me, I cast off the name Elysion Harper, and from that day forward live only at EH. Having become a powerless leader, incapable of doing anything. I wasn't even able to make decisions after that. All I could do was try to persuade them to carry out attacks that didn't kill anyone. This is pretty much how things were until the day of the arc. Until the day on the arc that blew a hole. Dome eternity. Yeah. That's everything I can tell you. Did that answer your question? Yeah, I think it's enough. I appreciate your honesty. You like me. This is the first time I've been able to talk so freely to someone. I really appreciate you listening. Whatever decision you make, I'll accept it. We've been here in a while. I'll try to find us a way out. We'll wait here a sec. Yeah? You ever regret it? Regret what? Leaving Elysion and going to the Outer Rim. I turned towards the sound. It came from over there, right? The sound came from beyond the wall, high up with metal crate. Yeah. Stay here. I'll go check. I should come with. Honey can hear. Viper? Hey, spell boss. Sounds like Jackal and Viper. Viper, Jackal over here. Ah, sounds them. Boss, commander. You know, I feel like you should not be doing that so suddenly. When I saw the tracker, I figured you'd come right away. Sorry about that. This place is used for cold storage so the temperature weakened the signal. Plus we had to make a short pit stop somewhere. Where? Cold storage? No wonder it felt so cold in here. Yep. I guess you figured this was the best place to get any possible tracking signals. Wait, what tracker? Check the inside of your sleeves. Oh. And you guys gave me that little boost. I don't remember. What boost? What boost? Oh. Yeah. Your checker is so cute. Good? What? I don't remember. I don't really get what you mean by the commander's good. It's so cute. Oh. Viper, can you remove the gag? Just kill me. It's been a while, Mallet. I didn't know you were still alive. Last time I looked for you, I couldn't find you anywhere, so I thought you were dead. However, I showed my face to a central government laptop. You only tried to get me and quit enter heaven anyway. Why did you do this? Because I resent you. Couldn't believe you became a government lapdog. You are a boss. But then you died back then. During the attack on the ark, you should have just let yourself get blown out along with that surface elevator. You don't have to listen to this, EH. Yeah, there's nothing to hear that you haven't already heard. That's fine. If you just died, without becoming a Nikke, then I wouldn't feel so betrayed. Someone had to take responsibility. You lived through it too. You saw for yourself the horror being inflicted in the name of terrorism. But no matter how it starts, no matter who incites it, no matter what is justification, as soon as the wrong methods are used, the message loses all meaning. A name can be branded into history, but our cause lost all its legitimacy. We dressed them up as the name of human rights movement, but all those terrorist attacks were nothing more than violent crimes. Crimes that brought death and destruction on a whole lot of innocent people. We can realize that we were wrong and regret it all we want, but there's no changing the wrongs that we committed. It's not ease the pain of the victims that suffered. There needs to be someone that atones. Again, typo. Holy shit, number of typos is crazy. Because pain and sin doesn't ever go away. All those crimes we committed were in the name of enter heaven. So I thought it was only right that I take responsibility for them. Atone, huh? All by yourself? Yeah, I'm the one who started it all. I'm the one who founded Enter Heaven, who failed to stop Crow and the hardliners, and ultimately decided to go to that meeting where so many other people died. It was all me. I realized this since I'm the one who started all of this. I should be the one to end it. By the time I made the decision, my body was already dying. That's the reason I became a Nikke. I wanted to have more time to atone for what I did. I think you should move on too. In that case, let me ask you one last question. In your entire life, has there been ever a time, even just once, where you regretted coming to the Outer Rim instead of taking over Elysion? Did you hear us talking? Just answer the question, do you regret it? I have more regrets than I can count, but coming to the Outer Rim has never been one of them, I swear it. You should leave and enter heaven. I mean, but what we did was wrong, and cast off your past life. There's a price you have to pay. No. You're a traitor and a hypocrite. I'll carry my share of sin with me. We'll never be making it to heaven anyway. So I'll see you in hell along with other boss. Light is how I right enter heaven. Don't you keep all your waiting. Let's get going, I'll take you outside. Okay. Following EA's lead, we walk toward the Outer Rim barrier. Viper, boss, commander, what's wrong? Why is everyone so quiet? Was she not inside? Smells like gunpowder. A sparkler, oh. Hey, this is cute. Look at Jekyll. So cute. Man. When I get blinded again while I'm chasing after the light and I'm chasing fire, there's something that isn't meant to burn. Will you stop me no matter what it takes? I'm sorry, just allowed to ask. I don't think that day will ever come. Because I'm positive you wouldn't forget what you're atoning for. As such, I'm not going to agree to stop you instead. I'll watch and support you as you atone. That someday you'll finally have atoned for everything and you'll be free. In the shimmering light, EH gave a small smile. That's more than enough. Damn, that's a pretty nice story. A very good backstory. But I'm pretty sure this is just the Ingrid, what's it called? The Ingrid backstory that they mentioned, because I don't think they will put it as a small event. I don't know. I don't think this is the Ingrid backstory, but it's like the Ingrid backstory or something. Something like that. Anyway, that's all for now. Just a short stream because it's another voiceless event. You know, I feel like some of these events really would be nicer with voice, but you know, sure. Okay, that's all for now. It's a short stream. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.